नमस्कार। ये ब्लड का पार्ट 1 है। नाउ कमिंग व्हाट इज़ होम्योस्टेसिस। होम्योस्टेसिस का मतलब है ब्लड जो है इट शुड बी इन फ्लूइड। तो कुछ ऐसे फैक्टर्स हैं जो उसकी फ्लूइडिटी को मेंटेन कर रहे हैं, और कुछ ऐसे फैक्टर्स हैं इन टाइम्स ऑफ कट, इन टाइम्स ऑफ एनी अदर इमरजेंसी क्लॉट फॉर्मेशन करना है जिससे ब्लीडिंग ना हो। अब ये इक्विलिब्रियम मेंटेन करने को होम्योस्टेसिस कहते हैं। इसमें 2 क्राइटेरिया हैं। पहला, ब्लड मस्ट बी फ्लूइड एंड इट शुड एट द सेम टाइम कोagulate एट एप्रोप्रिएट टाइम। जो कोagulation है इट शुड बी रैपिड, लोकलाइज्ड एंड रिवर्सिबल। और थ्रोम्बोसिस is termed as inappropriate coagulation। 3 मेजर सिस्टम्स हैं। वेसल वॉल, उसको गवर्न करता है एंडोथीलियम, फिर प्लेटलेट्स हैं, फिर कोagulation कास्केड फैक्टर्स हैं। कोagulation फैक्टर्स 13 होते हैं। उसमें फाइब्रिनोजन है, फैक्टर 1, फैक्टर 2 प्रोथ्रोम्बिन है, फैक्टर 3 टिश्यू थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन है, फैक्टर 4 कैल्शियम है, फैक्टर 5 प्रो एक्सीलिरिन है, फैक्टर 7 प्रो कन्वर्टिन है, फैक्टर 8 एंटी हीमोफिलिक हीमोग्लोबिन है। आई वांट टू करेक्ट, एंटी हीमोफिलिक ग्लोबुलिन है। फैक्टर 9 क्रिसमस फैक्टर है। फैक्टर 10 स्टॉट पावर फैक्टर है। फैक्टर 12 प्लाज्मा थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन एंटीसीडेंट है। फैक्टर 12 हेगमैन फैक्टर है। फैक्टर 13 फाइब्रिन स्टेबलाइजिंग फैक्टर है। उसमें से 2nd, 7th, 9th और 10th ये विटामिन के डिपेंडेंट क्लॉटिंग फैक्टर्स हैं। कमिंग टू प्रोथ्रोम्बोटिक प्रॉपर्टीज़ ऑफ एंडोथीलियम। एंडोथीलियम करता क्या है? ये सिंथेसिस करता है वॉन विलीब्रेंड फैक्टर का, फिर रिलीज ऑफ टिश्यू फैक्टर, देन प्रोडक्शन ऑफ प्लाज्मिनोजन एक्टिवेटर इनिबिटर्स विच कन्वर्ट प्लाज्मिनोजन टू प्लास्मिन एंड इट लीड्स टू lysis of clot. Then membrane phospholipids bind and facilitate activation of clotting factor. होता क्या है? ये वेसल वॉल है, ये एंडोथीलियम है, बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन है, आर्टेरियल स्मूथ मसल है। एंडोथीलियन रिलीज कॉजेज वैसोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्शन, रिफ्लेक्स वैसोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्शन। फिर प्राइमरी हीमोस्टेसिस में क्या होता है? प्लेटलेट एडेरेंस कॉज करते हैं एट द साइट ऑफ इंजरी, उनका शेप चेंज हो जाता है। देन थ्रोम्बोक्सिन A2 रिलीज़ होता है, ADP रिलीज़ होता है, रिक्रूटमेंट होता है, एग्रीगेशन, हीमोस्टेटिक प्लग फॉर्मेशन हो जाता है। सेकेंडरी हीमोस्टेसिस में टिश्यू फैक्टर रिलीज़ होता है, फॉस्फोलिपिड कॉम्प्लेक्स एक्सप्रेशन होता है, थ्रोम्बिन एक्टिवेशन होता है, फाइब्रिन पॉलीमराइजेशन होता है, टिश्यू फैक्टर रिलीज होता है। ये आप देख रहे हैं, ये हीमोस्टेसिस है। देयर इज़ अ वेरी फाइन बैलेंस वन हैज़ टू, और द बॉडी हैज़ टू मेक बिटवीन क्लॉटिंग एंड ब्लीडिंग। कोagulation कास्केड में कौन कौन से हैं? ये इंजाइमेटिक कास्केड है, एम्पलीफाई करना, इट्स अ रूल ऑफ इंजाइमेटिक कास्केड। सेवरल सीरीन प्रोटीएज होते हैं, मैंने आपको बताया 2, 7, 9 और 10। दे आर प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय लिवर, और इनका एक्टिवेशन में विटामिन के इज़ रिक्वायर्ड। Then there are 3 protein factors which require calcium, localized to the site of injury and reversible. ये मीन है, अल्टीमेट है. The ultimate is fibrinogen in the presence of thrombin give rise to fibrin. How? Prothrombin in the presence of factor 10A, that is activated 10A and activated 5A, it gets converted to thrombin. Then extrinsic pathway, TF stands for tissue factor, which give rise to activated 7A factor and which leads to activation of 10 and 5A. Then coming to intrinsic pathway, which is caused by activation of factor 12A, 11A, 9A in the presence of 8A. Then fibrin is soft clot, and in the presence of 13A, that is fibrin stabilizing factor, it gives rise to fibrin. Then thrombin is activated form of 2A, which converts from 8 to 8A and 5 to 5A. Just say thrombin 2A, it leads to the activation of 8 to 8A, 5 to 5A. Now you can see tissue factor, it activates factor 7A, and 7A in turn leads to presence of 9A, that is activation of 9 by 7A. Then 9A and 7A cumulatively activate 10A and 5A, in which thrombin activates 5 to and 8 to 5A and 8A. And then I have told you 8A forms as usual via bonding 7 to tissue factor. 7A activates some 10 to 10A. 10A converts a small amount of prothrombin to thrombin. This thrombin is used to produce small amounts of 8 to A and 5A. As the concentration of tissue factor 7A 10A thrombin increases, tissue factor pathway inhibitor inactivates this complex, stopping further production of thrombin. 7A also activates 9 to 9A. 9A with 8A produces 10A. 10A with 5A produces new thrombin. This thrombin produces more 8A and 5A. Now we get lots of thrombin and fibrin. As I have already told you, this is a revision slide. Arrest of blood loss by coagulation both involve complex interaction between the injured vessel wall, platelets and coagulation factor. Cascade of reaction is started by proteolysis as contact activation of Hagman factor. That is intrinsic cascade involves factor 10 activation in minutes. Then tissue thromboplastin. Extrinsic pathway needs tissue factor. Activates factor 10 in seconds. Later in both pathways, fibrinogen polymerizes to fibrin strands, trapping blood vessels to clot. Then how it is clinically evaluated? 2 in vitro tests are there, and they are both in extrinsic and intrinsic pathways. One is prothrombin time and one is activated partial thromboplastin time. Most clotting factors are protein present in plasma as inactive forms. By partial proteolysis, active protease cleaves next protein in cascade. Thrombin polymerizes cleavage of fibrinogen, thus activates upstream pathways of extrinsic and common pathways, amplifies itself and clot formation, and activate platelets also. Coming to antithrombosis, Now it is very important to keep the blood in liquid state. To check the balance, these anticoagulants are present. They maintain fluid in fluid state, and they are antithrombin 3, protein C, protein S, antithromboplastin, and fibrinolysin system. Prothrombin is raised in common and extrinsic pathway disturbances. However, APTT is raised in common and intrinsic pathway damage. The time is, prothrombin time is 12 to 14 seconds and A is 26 to 32 seconds. Then coagulation of drugs. There are substances which promote coagulation. The coagulants are indicated in hemorrhagic states. What they do? They coagulate. Otherwise, if they don't coagulate, then there will be continuous bleeding leading to shock. Fresh frozen plasma of fresh whole blood. All factors of clotting plus immediately used for factor deficiency. Other drugs to restore hemostasis are classified as vitamin K1, K2, K3 and miscellaneous drugs. Then classification of coagulants, you can see plant source vitamin K1 called as phyloquinine, K3 is fat soluble, vitamin K2 is from animal source, and miscellaneous is human fibrinogen, desmopressin, anti-hemophilic factor, rutin, ethiamylate, adrenochrome, monosemicarbazole. Then what is vitamin K? As I have told you, 2, 7, 9, 10 are the factors which needs activation by vitamin K. It's a fat soluble vitamin. Dietary requirement is low. It is synthesized by intestinal bacteria. Vitamin K1 and K2, they require bile salts for absorption. K1 is available in oral and parenteral forms. Onset of activity is 6 hours, peaks after 24 hours. Then role of vitamin K, as I told you, activation of 2, 7, 9, 10, protein C and S. The post-translational modification involves addition of carboxylic to certain glutamate residues in clotting factor. It results in formation of several gamma carboxyl glutamates. You can see that vitamin K dependent carboxylase prozymogen to carboxylyl prozymogen. You can see COO group is added in this. Then vitamin K epoxide reductase and vitamin K gives rise to vitamin K, and again vitamin K reductase, it leads to the again formation of hydroquinone. Vitamin K is altered in carboxylation reaction, as you have seen, and must be regenerated before reuse. Its regeneration involves 2 reductase which convert vitamin K epoxide to vitamin K. Vitamin K antagonists inhibit these reductase. Vitamin K dependent pro-translation sites on modified coagulation factors for calcium bridging. You can see again vitamin K epoxide reductase and vitamin K reductase. it restores it to the normal form, vitamin K H2, that is hydroquinone. Then precautions: infuse vitamin K1 slowly or it can cause dyspnea, chest and back pain and death. Bioavailability is erratic after subcutaneous administration. Do not use this route. Water soluble salt of minandone should not be used in therapeutics. Is effective in treating warfarin, that is oral anticoagulant overdose. Now what are the uses? Used in dietary deficiency. It is rare in adults. Our parenteral vitamin K should be done. Prolonged antimicrobial therapy. And obstructive jaundice or malabsorption syndrome. Vitamin K 10 milligram IM should be given. Liver disease, if its absorption is due to lack of bile salts, vitamin K is of some help in bleeding. Newborns. Then hemorrhagic disease of the newborn, in that minandone is used. Oral anticoagulant overdose, K1 is the most important drug as it acts rapidly. In severe cases 10 milligram IM followed, moderate cases 10 milligram IM followed by 5 milligram. Prolonged high dose salicylate therapy, hypothrombonemia. Then toxicity, what toxicity it can cause? Rapid IV injection of emulsified vitamin K, blushing, breathlessness, hypotension. Minandone causes dose dependent hemolysis, so it is avoided in those with G6PD deficiency. Minandone characterizes in newborn by inducing hemolysis and by competitively inhibiting glucuronidation of bilirubin, that is why it is contraindicated. Non-physiological inhibitors of coagulation, that is vitamin K antagonists, in vivo calcium chelators, which are used for sampling, EDTA, citrate, oxalate, heparin, both in vivo and in vitro can be used. Then other coagulants are fibrinogen, used to control hemophilia, acute fibrinogenic state, anti-hemophilic factor, short acting, same uses as fibrinogen, desmopressin in hemophilia and von Willebrand factor deficiency. Then coming to adrenochrome monosemicarbazole, epistaxis, hematuria, retinal hemorrhage, secondary hemorrhage, lutein, plant glycoside used with vitamin C to control capillary bleeding, ethyl anti-hyaluronidase if platelets are sufficiently numbered, non-antifibrinolytic used in menorrhagia, tooth extraction, aftermath, nausea. Then coming to septics, they are local hemostatic, control small vessel bleeds. Example: dried fibrin, gelatin foam, oxidized cellulose, thrombin, vasoconstrictor. Sclerosing agents are irritants locally injected in pies or varicose veins. Example: 5% phenol in almond oil, ethanolamine oleate in glycerine, 3% sodium tetradicyl sulfate, 3% polydocanol. Then I want to pay my regards to Dr. Ramanujan M, and I want to acknowledge his contribution for the slides, beautiful slides. Thank you so much for the first part of Blood 1. Thank you so much.